Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another CZN video. In this video, we're going to talk about Chizuru. They just had the live reveal, went through some things, did some translating on a couple of the epiphanies because only JP showed the epiphanies. The US or the global side didn't show the epiphanies, which is kind of unfortunate. But let's go ahead and get right into this. I'm not gonna do anything. There's gonna probably be some gameplay going on in the background. I'm doing this video a little bit different than how I normally do them. I'm obviously not talking over, doing stuff in game. I actually have to edit it all in post. First, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the card effects. I'm gonna be pulling up slides here from the actual live stream itself, so you guys can have something to read along with me here. These are the new effects that are added specifically to Chizuru. So you have bind. When bind cards of this unit are in hand, stack into one card. So basically, like when you have bind things together, it like combines shit, I think is how this works. If bind is 3 or higher, change into Shadow of the Moon plus. When using this card, stacks reset. So you'll see that when I get to the cards. I'll talk about it a little bit more. Inhibit, this is from one of her upgrade cards. Cannot gain AP except at the start of the turn or on Ravage. Add 1 hit to Shadow of the Moon and then Shadow of the Moon plus. So the 3 bind version. I'll talk about this when I get to the card as well. Curse Shackles, when an ally uses an attack card other than a bind card on a target with Curse Shackles, Chizuru gains 1 Will-O-Wisp. So Will-O-Wisp is about to be explained on this. Will-O-Wisp, 5 stacks of Will-O-Wisp create 1 Shadow of the Moon card. Upon activation, decrease Will-O-Wisp by 5. So you stack Will-O-Wisp to 5, you create a Shadow of the Moon. Okay? Going from there, since this is fresh in your head, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the cards here. So here are the basic cards non-epiphanied. I'm going to actually post the epiphany versions here. Just know that they are Google translated and some of the wording is wonky. I'm not going to go over them, but you can pause the video and read through them and maybe get a general idea on what they're going to do. Like, I will cover it more in depth when we get them in actual English, but I will put that in the video here for you guys for a couple frames, and you can pause it and read over it if you want. So you have the 2 basic attacks. They actually gain this ×2 damage here with their potential, I'm pretty sure. I believe someone revealed what her potential was. They actually didn't go over the potential in the live stream, but they did on the JP version. They actually did a lot more on the JP version. So luckily, I have some friends in Discord that were kind of like giving me some information as the stream was going on, so I can feed it to you guys as well. Here's your Karmic Flames. This card's got initiation, 100 damage, 1 Curse Shackles, and then Curse Shackles that adds an extra hit. So I'm guessing if you hit a Curse Shackled target, it gains an extra hit. Tsukuyomi down here, 2 Will-O-Wisp for each hit of the next attack card of this unit used. So when you use a card, you gain 2 Will-O-Wisp. And remember, as we were talking about earlier, Will-O-Wisp basically gives you this Shadow of the Moon card right here, her mythic card. And then Bound at Dusk, an upgrade, initiation, and it's unique, so that's good. At the start of turn, gain Inhibit. Remember, Inhibit is that thing that allows you to no longer gain AP from sources other than Ravaging and the start of your turn. Decrease cost by 1 until 1 random cards of other combatant are used. I'm not exactly sure how this works because the wording is weird. Decrease cost by 1 until 1 random cards of another combatant are used. So if you're only using her card, they're all 1 less cost. That's how that reads. And you have Ani Hunt, which has haste. That means it doesn't affect action points. If you didn't know that already. 60 times 3. Scales good with morale. Plus 30% damage amount to the next bind card use. So Shadow of the Moon, basically. And then we have the Shadow of the Moon card itself here, which is bind 1, retain 50% damage at a base, and then 20% damage amount for each bind stack. It goes up to 3, I think, when it changes. I don't know if it stacks higher than that, like if you can keep binding to keep ramping it up. But essentially, it's like 1 morale stack. And then the upgraded version also provides healing, 5% of max. So it's like a percent of max health heal, which is the first of its kind in the game. Okay, so those are all the base cards. Her ego skill, I'll go ahead and do next. It's pretty basic. It's just damage, 5 cost. And it does more damage the more Shadow of the Moon cards you've created over time. So as you stack your Will-O-Wisp, this thing will just do more damage. Her egos, level 1, you just get more damage on your Shadow of the Moon, which is nice. And then 3% to the recovery amount, so that actually adds up to 8%. That's pretty solid heal, actually. Level 2, when using the plus version of the card, you create another copy. So that's really, really fucking good. Assuming with that Inhibit card, like, that shit should always cost 0 AP. So essentially, like, as long as you can keep upgrading the card, you should be able to just keep creating them. I'm not exactly sure how that interaction works. Like, I'm gonna have to play with her first to figure it out, but level 2 seems like it's pretty good. And then level 3 is just more damage to your ego skill. Level 4, when Shadow of the Moon is created, you gain 1 Lunar Shard, and Lunar Shard is essentially a damage buff, so this adds up to you, I believe, getting basically 1.5 morale on top of her cards. And level 5 increases, you know, your basic scaling through your potentials and unique scaling and etc. Everybody gets that. And then level 6, it changes the damage amount you get from your level 4 to 15 instead of 10, and then adds an extra hit to your Shadow of the Moon, which E6 is kind of crazy on this unit. That maxes it out at 45% extra damage. And if you look at the base was 70. So you're getting over 50% damage increase from just your ego. And then an extra attack, so it's really over 100% damage increase, which is kind of crazy. Then here we have her partner, Itsuku, which is actually a good partner for once. Thank God. The assigned combatant's attack is increased by 16%. I believe it's 8 at base, and then as you get dupes, it goes up to 16. Every time the assigned combatant's cards stack, 5 to 10% attack card damage amount. That's good. Max 3 stacks. Every time one attack card type used by assigned combatant deals 3 hits, fixed damage to target. I believe that's supposed to say 30 to 60. And then her Eagle skills at 4 cost does 200% damage. And then Fierce Winds is 50% damage amount to attack cards assigned combatant for 1 turn. So like this one is pretty fucking solid. If you're going to play the unit, you might want to pull this. At least 1 copy of it. 100%. I think like the sweet spot, if you really want to swipe on this unit, you really like her design, is like E2 with the partner. And that seems like every unit's like that. I don't know how deep I'm going to go in. I'm going for at least E2 and partner. If I get lucky on my pools, I might go to E4. If I get super lucky on my pools, I will E6 her. Because I actually really like her design. And the playstyle actually seems kind of fun. And she seems funner to play than Rin, and like, I play Rin and Kayron, and I play Tressa too. I literally play all the Void carries right now, and she looks funner to me than all of them. Kind of on the same level of Kayron. I really like Kayron. He's fun. All right, so for her mechanics here, this is another slide. They put this at the beginning, but by using her core starter card, Hellfire, you can apply the unique debuff, Curse Shackles, to enemies, and then attack them to gain exclusive resources. When you obtain the exclusive resources, you will gain a bind card, and every bind card you obtain will stack into a single card and become stronger. The more hits a card deals, the more easily you can acquire the exclusive resource. It's kind of, I think it's talking about Will-O-Wisp as well, exclusive resource. I wish they would like be more clear on this. Using the Sumaki card, you gain additional exclusive resources to equal number of hits from your attack cards. That is Will-O-Wisp. Like, I wish they were just a little bit more clear. Allowing you to accumulate exclusive resources more efficiently. Point 1. You can obtain the exclusive resource and a Shadow of the Moon card by attacking a target under the Curse Shackle status. Using a single card to attack multiple times will make it easier. So this unit wants to multi-hit. So like it kind of makes me think that like maybe Owen might not be bad with her because he gives multi-hits to every unit in the game. By using the Bound at Dust card, you can reduce card costs, easing your burn on AP usage. So that's cool. I want to keep in mind, you don't have to play with this inhibit mechanic. You can remove that card if you want. So it kind of gives you 2 options on how you want to play the unit. If you want to get more AP heavy and then forsake using the inhibit thing altogether, you can get rid of that. But yeah, guys, that is essentially Chizuru. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I need the unit in game so I could actually go over it with the typical way I do videos, because like doing it this way is kind of weird for me. But all right, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
You fight as if you have 9 lives.